Hello to anybody watching this video. Breakups are hard, you know. They really are hard, and it hurts a lot. Because there was this void in your heart that they always filled. You know, they created a void in your heart, but it was a void that felt good to be filled, you know, because they filled it with love, they filled it with care by physical touch, you know. And now that they're gone, that void is there. It hurts, it burns, you know, and that's why it hurts so much. I know it hurts. My girlfriend cheated on me 3 weeks ago, and I'm still moving, I'm still healing, but I'm healing. I know I'm doing better, you know. I'm able to do things I want to do, and I'm gonna tell you how you can do the same, okay? It's quite simple, quite easy. If you put in the effort, you put in the time, you know, you can't expect it to happen in a week, you know. I just want you to think about it as, you know, like a wound. Think of the breakup as a wound. I know it hurts more than that, but just think about it like that, okay? I'm gonna start off by saying, delete social media, remove social media from your life, okay? Remove that phone from your life. Well, if I had to go back in time and we broke up, if I could do one thing, I would give her the time and space. I would give her so much time and space. I'd delete social media and I'd put my phone down. I wouldn't check my phone more than maybe 3 times a day. I would check my phone only if my parents texted me, you know, and stuff like that. But I won't check my phone for her name. I won't check for my phone for anything else, you know. I want you to remove every social media, everything. You know, I don't care. I don't care if you say, you know, you're probably saying, oh, but what if she texts me, you know, what if she reaches out to me, what if she just call me, you know. She's not going to, okay? She is not going to. She's not going to. You know. Because as long as you keep any crack open, any, you know, social media, any way of contacting her open, your heart will always crawl back to that crack every single time. Every single time at 2 a.m. in the morning, you're sitting alone in your room, you will always crawl back. And you don't want that. You want to grow. You want to heal. You want that wound to heal. You don't want it to keep, you know, harming it, you know. You want to leave it alone. So just do that, okay? Because no matter how long it takes him, no matter how many times you block them on social media, no matter how many times you remove any way of contacting them, if it was really true love, if it was really God's plan, then you guys will find a way back to each other at one point, okay? But you have to trust God's plan. You have to trust that it's truly love. Because you don't want true love. You don't want fake love. You want that true love, okay? So you want to move. You want to move on. You want to grow. You want to heal, okay? Next. This is the biggest one, okay? Replace the habits of things that benefit you, you know? And when people hear this, you know, when people want to get through a breakup, they usually try to remove the person from their life, you know? Yes, that's good, but you need to replace them. You need to replace them with things, you know, things that benefit you, you know? I'm not saying, and when I say benefit you, I'm not saying, you know, things that hurt you by, you know, quick hookups, you know, drinking, drugs, you know, partying, you know? Because these things, you know, these bad things that don't benefit you, they put a band-aid on your heart. They put a temporary band-aid, you know, that it covers the pain, you know, for a couple hours. And when you get home and you're back home, you know, you're all alone in your room at like 3 a.m. in the morning, 1 a.m. in the morning, you know, you rip that band off. It's gonna be hurting even more, and that wound hasn't healed, you know. And now you gotta replace the wound you gotta replace it with better things, you know, by treating it with better things that help you, you know. And for me, it could be different for you, obviously, because obviously we're different. But for me, it was getting closer with God, spending more time with my family, following my dreams, you know, following my goals, you know, working out more in the gym, you know, just things like these that I know benefit me, you know. And God, I've replaced my routine of things I used to do with her with things that benefit me, you know. It's just, you know, I always fall asleep on call with her every night, you know. But now I fall asleep to like online sermons about learning about God, you know, or, you know, learn like just like anything, you know, learning like listening to audiobooks, because these educate me, these help me learn about God, help me learn about, you know, the world, you know. Or let's say when you wake up in the morning, you always text her good morning or something like that, you know. Now wake up and write 3 things you're gonna do today, 3 things you're grateful for, because these benefit you by, understanding yourself, you know, it doesn't have to be the same exact thing, it doesn't have to be, you can replace routines with something else, but I'm just saying replace routines of things that benefit you, and they benefit you, Let's say you guys always hung out at a certain time, now do something that makes you cover up that pain, by, maybe learning or reading or something like that, something that benefits you, or going to the gym with your friends at the time, just simple things like that to help you move on, help you replace the routines you had of them with things that benefit you now, Next, focus on things. Don't stop looking at the good side. Stop thinking about what could have happened, but why, like, what should I have done? What could have I done? What would have I done? It's done now. That's the past. You can't focus on that. I want you to look at me. I want you to say 3 things how they hurt you. I can tell you right now. I can tell how they hurt me. They manipulated me. They lied to me. They cheated on me. 3 things right there. And it helps you realize that she wasn't good for me. She wasn't the one for me, because if it was true love, she wouldn't lie to me. She wouldn't cheat on me. She wouldn't manipulate me, But it wasn't true love, and I'm glad that she's out of my life, I'm glad that because God heard conversations that you did. God saw things that you didn't. And He separated you guys for a reason. It was all for a reason. I didn't see when we broke up. I saw why would you do this? Why? Please, I'm sorry. I'll do anything. And He helped me realize that I needed it, because that relationship was honestly bare tippy toes. I was barely, I was struggling on that pole. I couldn't climb up. I was just sliding down, getting back up, sliding down. I couldn't. I knew that I shouldn't be with her, but I wasn't able to leave. I was too scared to leave. But God did it for me. I'm glad He did, because I'm focusing on the bad things that she did to me. I understand why God did that. And you need to realize that too. You need to face these problems. You need to, you can't stop thinking about, but the coffee shop the first one too when we did, or that first date, man, it's all gone. Okay, I'm sorry, it's all gone. You have to let go. You have to heal. You have to move on. You can't stop dwelling on the past. Anyways, next, the most important thing: grow, heal, grow, move on. Improve, benefit yourself. And I'm telling you this because people think that they just gotta go to the gym, get strong, and get buff. But sometimes it doesn't even matter. Because sometimes you don't need to show them how big you are. You need to show them how strong, how rich you are. You just need to show that you change. I promise you don't need to post in your story. You don't need to text them every day saying, "Oh, I can bench 400 pounds." I can do all these things. I promise you'll notice. Level up in silence, grow in silence. I promise you'll notice. Show them that you're up. Show them why you didn't need them. And I promise you, the more you grow, go to the gym, the more you pray, the more you get closer for God, for your family, work on discipline, work on stuff, I promise you they'll notice. I promise they'll see how much they're doing, how good you're doing without them. And I promise you, they're gonna text you and say, "I need you, I want you back, please. I made a mistake, I miss you," stuff like that. And you know what you're gonna do? You're gonna say no. You're gonna say no, because you're thinking right now, no, I'm gonna come back for it. I'm gonna wait for 2 months, 4 months, how long it takes. I promise you, you're gonna grow so far past them and realize, why did I even want you in the first place? Why? You can be so far gone. I promise you. Just please keep growing. Don't look back. Don't look back in the past. You're so far past now. Don't look back and say, I miss you. Don't go back for them. They hurt you. They did horrible things to you. Then why you keep going back? They cared about you at some point, but now they don't. Okay? Because while you're trying to keep them in your mind, make sure stalking them, keeping them in the front of your brain, they're trying to remove you from their life. You remove you from their life by removing every single picture in your camera roll that you always kept. Keeping that same thing on your desk, the picture of you two, that she threw in the trash, that jewelry that you gave her, and said that she would forever do it in the trash too. It's gone, man. It's so gone. Okay, you can't look back. You can't keep saying, But man, what if she comes back? Good for you. Good for you if she comes back. But I promise you, she's not. Okay, she's not going to. Now, I'm telling myself she's coming back. I'm telling myself that it's true love and she thought she was coming back. But she moved on. She treated me like shit. She lied to me. She made me feel horrible inside. Made me cry every single night. Cheating on me. Told me not to worry about this boy and dated her. Then started talking to him the next day. We broke up. I would never hurt her. I never bash her. I never talk bad about her. But I never, be mean to her. Cause I care about her. I love her still, But I'm not going back, okay? I'm not going to, and you shouldn't too. You have to realize these things. How much they hurt you, man. How much they hurt you. If they truly care about you, they would stay, no matter how long it took. They would stay and say, how can we make this better? How can we make this better? Even if they don't see change. Even if they don't see change, the real ones would stay and pray for that change. They would pray for you. Man, I'm telling you, it's God's plan, okay? He didn't put you in. He didn't put them in your life just to make you suffer and then cry. He put you in their life so you can learn off of them. Because I should learn a lot. I should learn that she was horrible. She was, I learned a lot about relationships. I learned how to communicate better, how to handle overthinking, because there's a lot of things I messed up in a relationship, That's a lot of stuff I messed up. And I learned, how girls can manipulate you and trust you, and how they can lie to you. I learned a lot about that, I learned a lot, and I'm glad God put them in my life to ruin me. But not to ruin me, but to ruin me in that moment and learn so much from it. Because I needed that. Because I knew that I wouldn't follow my dream if I just stayed with them, Because my dream is to retire my parents. Retire my parents, to get them in a home where they don't have to worry about work or anything. They could live stress-free like they did to me when I was a kid, I want to give back to them. And that was my dream for so long. And I knew I wouldn't make that dream happen, if I was stayed with her. Because I'm day trading right now, I'm making a lot of money. But because I'm following my dream, I needed that moment when we broke up, to grow, to heal, and I knew that wouldn't happen. And I know God's up there making this plan work for me, because He knew I needed this, and you need to too. You can't keep looking at the past, man. It's gone. She is gone. She doesn't care about you. Okay, she probably does, but she doesn't care about you. She's giving attention to another boy. She's running to another boy's arms right now while you're crying for her. You're looking at all the pictures in your camera while she's deleting them. You're telling yourself how much you miss her, how beautiful she was, when she's talking to another boy and telling how bad you were to her. I'm sorry. It's true. Stop listening to that sad music. Stop listening. Stop watching that same video over again when you asked her to be your girlfriend. Stop that. Stop listening to sad music. Stop listening to that playlist that reminded you of them. Delete it. Okay. Good luck.